Hey guys, welcome to Brian's Man Cave, episode 4. Today I'm going to be talking about a rare Atari game that I acquired, and I just want to give a little bit of a shout out to the person that I got it off of as well, and just a little bit of the history of the game because it's kind of cool. It's not the rarest Atari game out there. There are lots of games for the Atari that are much more rare, and I'm talking about the Atari 2600 here, not the 7800 or the 5200 or any of the computers. So this game it's well, if you go on Atari Age, I think it's very rare in their rating scale. And that doesn't mean it's always the most expensive. This game is a little bit expensive. It's kind of neat though. It's called Chase the Chuck Wagon, which is kind of cool. And the only way, well, the reason why this is so rare in the first place is the only way to get this game back in, it says here, 1983, was to cut out UPC codes from Ralston Purina dog food. That's it's strange. I couldn't imagine today any kind of dog food pushing a video game. Like it's just weird. But I think that was kind of normal back in that day. Atari games were really widespread. They were popular. Every business was getting into that market of, hey, we could have a game. Why not have, games made specifically for us that we could use for promotions? And it is strange because it's dog food. So, people who had a dog were, first of all, were the only ones, unless someone was crazy enough to buy the dog food just to get the game. Or they had a dog and they chose this particular dog food. I don't know. Frankly, I have a dog and we give her a specific kind of food, so I can't imagine having to switch brands just so I can get myself an Atari game. It's just weird. But anyways, that's just the way that this game went down, and so because of that, I guess the amount of copies that they made, there was only so many that actually got sold that hit the market. And the rest I probably went with the ET cartridges of the day and got buried in that landfill. And so, so I started to actually look into some rare games, and this one caught my eye when I was looking on the website for the Atari Age website as being a really sought after game. And so one day I was actually just browsing on Facebook, and I saw a posting with this game, and someone was like, "Anybody want this?" And the one thing that struck me about this posting was the game itself is very rare, and I've heard this, but it's even more rare if you have the instructions, which I thought was cool. This person has the instructions. The only other way to make this fully complete is to have the box, and apparently that's even more rare. So if anybody has a box, let me know, but I doubt you'd have the box and not the game and the instructions. But anyways, this is what made me kind of consider the sale. So, and the instructions aren't much. I mean, it looks almost like a photocopy, but I can tell it's actually on a proper kind of cardstock. Like this isn't done in like someone's printer, right? And you can see the wear, and you can see the degrading of the paper. So this is actually authentic, and this is how the instructions look. Kind of a different style from what we're used to in today's games, where they come all full color and they're all pretty and full of pictures and stuff like that. Like there's not even a picture on here. It's just text, which is nuts. And it says here, printed in Hong Kong. Okay, I guess they don't have printers anywhere else. But anyways, yeah, and the cartridge itself is in great shape. I mean, it's got a slight bit of wear on the end piece here, a little bit of wear, but I mean, the board itself is immaculate. It's very clean. So the lady Melissa that I actually got this from, she told me that this was hers from day one. They back in the day clipped out those UPC codes and ordered this game. So I know that this was an original owner. So, and that's cool. And so I found Melissa off of one of the Atari Facebook pages. I can't remember which one. I'm sorry. I joined quite a few of them. So, but anyways, So this was pretty cool, and she's a really nice person. So I was having some conversations with her about it, and yeah, and she was so happy to sell this to somebody who actually cared and actually wanted to, have this game. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this into my Atari nicely and slow. I don't want to wreck it. And I'm going to do a little bit of a gameplay just so you can see what it looks like. Because the game itself, I mean, it's not the greatest. They literally just found a very easy game and molded it around the main character, which I guess his name was Chase. I'm not familiar with this dog food. I'm sorry, but and I don't remember these commercials back in the '80s. So, but anyways, yeah. So they molded it around this character, and it's really just a maze game. So you go through like a few maze games. So let me put this in, and we'll get back to the review. All right, here we are at my trusty Atari 2600, which I'm going to give this game a whirl. Now I'm hoping that it's because of its cleanliness and it looks like it's barely touched. Let's hope that it works on its first run here. Just put that in there. Just gonna flick that on. Look at that! Look at that! We have a game. Isn't that cool? Let's try and play a few games, shall we? Okay, here we go. Chase the Chuck Wagon. So, as you can see, it starts off with a title screen, which was not bad for that time frame. I mean, some games didn't even have that, so that's pretty cool. And one thing to note is that you actually don't hit the game reset switch to start this game. You actually have to hit select. You can also pick your difficulty level. There's two different levels of difficulty. They're not really that much in between the differences, so I'm just going to go with A and hit select. So there I am. I'm Chase. I'm that little doggy running around there. And you'll notice that there's a red-looking ball thing. I don't even know what that is, actually. And it's bouncing around the screen. And what I can tell you about it is if I hit that, I'll get stunned for a few seconds. You'll see right there. Just got stunned. And stunned again. And stunned again, which is kind of an annoying feature in this game. That guy down in the corner there, the little gray man running around, that's the dog catcher. He's trying to catch Chase. So all I had to do was start off at the center there and get to the top of the maze. This is a bizarre part of the game. It's almost like one of those little interlude pieces. The food falls from the truck, and you have to hit the button the moment that the food is right parallel with Chase. Not hard to do, I guess, in the earlier stages, but when the game starts getting faster and faster, then it picks up, and actually is quite challenging. You just get bonus points for that. So now looks like a bone is being thrown around here, and that's not good. I'm finding that the dog catcher guy in the corner there always seems to be just stuck in one area, which is kind of weird. I can kind of just run around here and nothing's happening. Oh, I ran out of time. See, I'm goofing off here. Yeah, you can see down here. I think that's one of the differences too with the difficulty settings. If I could be wrong though. It's got a timer, so you got about 20 or 30 seconds or so to get your butt there. And I'm running. There's only one speed. There's no. You can't use the button to do anything. So obviously, getting hit by that bouncing ball thing is not a good thing because it takes away from your time. Oh, made it. Okay. Then it goes to this stage again, which it's dropping a little bit faster. I think I just missed it. Oh well. Oh, no, I got it. And then we go to the third maze, which you can see the mazes are getting a little bit bigger, harder to get your dog through. That looks like a cat that's trying to chase me now. Again, that dog catcher is just like in the middle of nowhere. I think I know where I have to go. So I'm going to just keep running here. I think once you get closer to the top, you've pretty much got it. You pretty much nailed it. And there we are. We've just made it to the top. I don't know if I'm doing well with this game, but I'm sure if I wasn't speaking while I was playing, it would probably be a little easier. As you can see, I just missed it. So this is our final stage, and it's kind of a wild-looking maze. It really it can look confusing when you first glance at it, because the exits are all in the same spot. So it feels like, you know, it doesn't seem hard, but then when you start, oh, I just got caught. And that's an interesting thing there too. I just got caught by a dog catcher, but it sounded like I just blasted off on a spaceship. So that's kind of weird, but I guess they had a limited amount of sound effects to use when they were programming these games, and perhaps if they didn't have a lot of time to do it. But now that bone's going to be in my way. Oh, here we go. Okay, I think if I just clear this spot here and just run on through, and it's up there. Kind of like a Pong thing going on there. And there we are. Again, it makes a spaceship sound when you hit the Chuck Wagon. Nice little colors. Graphically, it's not bad. I mean, the game is pretty good. It's you know, I wouldn't go and say it's the greatest game in the Atari. No, it's definitely, there's much better ones. But this one has multiple levels, so I mean, it's got that going for it. Yeah, it's actually not a bad game. So I would suggest if anybody ever gets a chance to pick one of these things up, I mean, for collectability wise, it's good, and if you like the game, hey, why not? It's fun, and of course you can always get an emulator. I mean, that's always a possibility. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you subscribe and check out our website, themancavcinema.ca. Talk to you later. Bye.